Do you know the pronunciation of all words in your native tongue? Do you think that you don't make any grammatical errors while using your mother tongue? We are at ease when we speak in our mother tongue. Then what's the problem with English? Specifically, when we learn a foreign language, why are people so picky? This is a frequent question, and also I get to hear this question whenever I take training sessions. Well, we all make mistakes despite knowing the pronunciation of different words. Have you noticed that? You may articulate a word correctly in one part of the sentence, but further, when you keep speaking, you could be making a mistake with one or two words. And that is why we tutors and we trainers look at the pattern of mistakes. We don't jump into conclusions after seeing one word, listening to one word, or just observing a sentence. Welcome to another video on my channel. My name is Renee Rose Matthew and I'm a CELTA certified tutor. Now, before I became a tutor, I've been a learner. Even now, I'm a learner. The only difference is we are of different levels. So, when you're at a different level, when it comes to a foreign language, we are a bit picky and at times anxious. Being anxious is quite natural. It's natural to make mistakes. Even native speakers of English make mistakes, just like how we make mistakes while using our mother tongue. We are at ease when we use our mother tongue. Have you noticed that? It doesn't mean that you are fluent and that you're proficient in the language. If you ask a well versed person, a scholar, to check your language level, specifically with reference to your native tongue, they will tell you, they'll give you the feedback. Today, everybody gives a feedback. Specifically on YouTube, there are people who just say that this person speaks flawless English. This person speaks perfect English. The English is so good. Who are we to actually certify? We can congratulate, we can acknowledge, we can also speak about the flow and fluency, even as trainers and as co learners. But who are we to certify saying that you are flawless, you are fluent? Now, why did I bring up this topic? This is misguiding and misleading many people, specifically on social media. It's not a mistake because we all depend on social media when we don't have the environment. Now, when I began speaking this language as a child, I never had people to guide me, I just had my teachers. And some of them were not approachable and accessible. If at all they were approachable, some of them were not accessible. Recently, one learner asked me, Ma'am, is English made difficult? And I understood that question. It is made difficult these days, especially in the digital era. It is made difficult and complicated for marketing, business, and all sort of passion. I'll come to that. When I began working on the language, I found some of my friends saying that we find Hindi difficult or we find the other languages difficult apart from English. Some people used to say, no, English is okay, but it's the other subjects. So during those days when I was in school and college, English was never a part of business. It did not sell like hotcake. But today it is made so complicated because everybody wants to learn and want to become proficient. It's not just the case of English, but other languages and other skills. So, trend is one aspect, but apart from that, I would like to say that people become so picky and too obsessed with accent pronunciation and also the way you articulate sentences, just giving you the idea that you have to sound like a native speaker when native speakers also make mistakes. If you and I make mistakes while using our mother tongue, then definitely native speakers of English also make mistakes. There are many people who work on it. So when non native speakers pick and choose to correct others, they should ask themselves something. Are you correct? Is your grammar right? Of course, anybody can refer to ChatGPT or other resources and correct others these days. So just absorb what you get from good channels, good pages, or good apps when it comes to learning a language, but others you have to just discard, filter. Otherwise, it can definitely put you in that sluggish mode. These guidelines may sound a bit awry because it is taking a deviation from the usual sense of learning English. But I've been observing this, and I've been speaking about this repeatedly to many learners, reiterating that it's okay, you may make mistakes despite knowing the grammar and the pronunciation of words. You just have to keep working on it. Accent, pronunciation, sentence structure, and vocabulary is not the end of using language in a flawless way, or speaking with richness, or being eloquent. It's all about your attitude and approach, the confidence that you display, the confidence that comes from within. I'm not here to give you any motivational class, but motivation is a part of action. When you take the action, when you realize that these things are to be discarded, that is the negative aspects, or forget about the word negativity, the aspects that are to be filtered, that do not work for you, then progress begins from there. Now, when I began my channel, I always asked myself, what am I doing for the public? Am I giving something to the audience? There are many people who cannot afford the training sessions or even course on other platforms. I am giving several activities to my channel, just like some of the good YouTubers. But I don't think many people do justice to this by watching and listening to every part of the content. I know that you all are anxious learners, but it's good if you can watch the video. And if you have reached this part of the video, congratulations. But otherwise, it's high time that you take this effort because this is what I did. I always took the pain, I would call it pain because at that time I never understood the meaning of sitting through a book or paying attention to a content in the full sense. That made me feel complete. Then I began enjoying it. So when you do it for 20 days, 40 days, then it becomes a part of your habit, your routine, and then you develop the interest. But if you just want to speak in a language thinking that AI tools are going to help you, I already did a video on this, then it's not the case because the functioning of brain, when you rely and when you become dependent on the AI tools, the functioning of the brain retards. You can read more about it. You can read more about it because science is connected to English, everything is connected to language. And we are made to speak about these aspects because you are here to just work on your proficiency. And we have to help you out, right? So you may ask us how to do it. This is how we do it. Clarifying something is different from correcting somebody else. You would have noticed that people, specifically tutors, do not correct others until and unless it's asked for. And that's why we call it a feedback or guidelines. I'm not saying it's not okay to correct somebody when it comes to a language. You can do it. This was one of the points we reiterated during the CELTA course. That is, to correct somebody constructively. It's not to draw the attention of people saying that you're making a mistake there. How can you teach? How can you learn? You're an Indian or you're an Asian or you're from this part of the world. There is no discrimination when it comes to learning a language. If somebody asks you, you can definitely correct. There's nothing wrong in that. So, this is one thing that you have to understand when you begin working on a skill. It's not just with reference to learning a language. Putting words in a constructive way is also a skill in language. It shouldn't be to annoy, to demean, and also to put down people. When it comes to the English language, we are living in a society. This is a reminder, okay? We are living in a society with people who are born to demean, to discourage, and also underestimate the confidence of people. And we are a bit clingy when it comes to social media. Sometimes we learn things on our own. There are many people learning English from YouTube, from Instagram, or other apps, which is okay. You know where you are, you can track your progress. But who are you to track the progress of others until and unless it's asked for? That is my question. This is not with reference to beginners, intermediate learners, or people who are just learning the language. This is an attitude that anybody can work on, even tutors. From my professors, from my trainers, from my profession masters, I have learned this lesson. Never correct somebody in the public or don't do it when nobody asks for it. If at all you want to correct somebody out of concern, you can do it, but in a very constructive way. Even if you can't be polite, you can do it in a constructive way. I'm sure that tutors and trainers adhere to this, but some people who are not even learners do not pay attention to that. Speaking from prior knowledge can trap you when you don't cross check. Now, this video is not just about correcting others, it's also about why people are so picky when it comes to the English language. As Indians, we are not new to this language. We have Indian pronunciation also, apart from British and American. I did a video on accent and pronunciation recently, and I found it a delight to share some of the guidelines. I understood that some people mispronounce words when it comes to some sentences, certain areas where you need to articulate in a specific way, which is okay. You just need more practice, and that cannot be considered as a major error. But you may need more repetition, and you don't have to be picky about that. So that's what I got to understand from the emails. So if at all you're listening to me, if at all you're working on your pronunciation, you may come across this problem, that is, you know the pronunciation of many words, but still you make mistake. It's not because you don't have the grasping power, it's not because you don't have the focusing power, or it's not that you are not eligible to learn a particular language. It's simply because you may need some more practice, some mentoring, guidance. That's all. If at all you're going to listen to the words of others, specifically those people who cannot speak a word, a sentence with the right structure, then you will not end up with confidence. You'll always underestimate yourself. Respect yourself, have the decorum and also the dignity, and keep working on your skill. After all, it's a language. I'm not underestimating any language. Language is like a peephole into the culture, the roots, the history, and also the conventions of a particular group. So, when you learn a language, even if you don't know about these things, it's good to at least read about it. Peripheral knowledge can definitely put you in danger. At least before asking questions, make sure that you cross check. Next time, instead of pointing your fingers, just make sure, just ask yourself whether you are proficient in the language, whether it's native tongue or English, because some learners tell me that I'm in a hurry, I speak fast, I'm not able to articulate words even when it comes to my native tongue. That's because they need to work on their sounds, the articulation, and the way they keep their mouth. So, when you observe yourself, you could be at ease when you speak the native language, but that doesn't mean that you're flawless. Okay? The same thing can be applied to English. The moment you realize this, you will begin working on yourself, on the self, on what you really lack. But if you're going to sit up late, if you're going to find mistakes, if you're there to just criticize and find what your friend is doing, then it may not help you. Constructive correction, constructive feedback, working on your pronunciation, accent should be the key agenda. If you're not here for learning, if you're not here to work on your skills, then you can skip and you can just work on other aspects of your behavior, of your character. There is much more to it. It's not just about using words, using ideas, conveying something in English that can make you smart. It's all about your approach to life and the attitude to life. I come across professional people on a regular basis who cannot communicate effectively despite knowing the language, be it in the mother tongue or in English. They can speak for hours, but the communication skill is not there. So, communication is different from the language proficiency. And we are no one to certify. We are not universities, we are not authorities. I'm not speaking about the certification, but even as co learners, even as trainers, and as friends, as parents, I think we should not aim at correcting others until and unless it's asked for. So I hope you get the gist of what I was trying to convey. And focus begins from here because this is what I did. I made sure that I was able to understand at least 85% of the content. So I think you can also try that out. You can just look at the subtitles. Suppose you're not able to comprehend a particular word, replay, reduce the pace of the video, because this is what I do when I'm not able to understand the fast paced native speakers or even non native speakers who've got mother tongue interference. We have a lot to learn from social media pages because people are from different areas, they are working on different paths. If at all you get distracted, if you're not able to focus, it could be because of your sleep pattern. It could also be because you're not taking the initiative to find out what interests you. I've done several videos on these topics at length. Please go back, scroll down, have the patience to go through it. If you're not able to focus now, if you're getting distracted for some reason, please focus from here. You can listen to the audio, work on the audio, and then you can look at the video, the visual, and help yourself with coordination. Children are also not spoon fed these days, but adults don't find time. They're quite careless and callous, saying that I don't have time, or they say I'm not able to understand, or they don't even look at the subtitles that's provided. These are common points given by trainers during the conference and during the meetings, during the faculty meetings. I think you have to take the initiative when you feel that something is very interesting, when you find that something is really in depth, when you really want to work on your skill, you can take that little bit of effort. Next time, instead of pointing your fingers, just make sure, just ask yourself whether you are proficient in the language, whether it's native tongue or English, because some learners tell me that I'm in a hurry, I speak fast, I'm not able to articulate words even when it comes to my native tongue. That's because they need to work on their sounds, the articulation, and the way they keep their mouth. So, when you observe yourself, you could be at ease when you speak the native language, but that doesn't mean that you're flawless. Okay? The same thing can be applied to English. There are people working on small scale business. There are people who are at constant battle with the self. You just have to pay attention to people who are productive, who can really help you out with ideas, who aim at collaborating, coordinating thoughts. Do not learn it wrong, get it right, set it right. Happy learning.